My name's David Hochstrasser. I'm the owner of the clock shop in Hanover, Massachusetts. I'm a professional horologist, primarily self-taught. The first timepiece I took apart and put back together was a Waltham pocket watch that was from around 1910. My brother actually gave me the watch for my 14th birthday. I took the watch apart, cleaned it, put it back together, oiled it, and got it functioning. I always wonder when I'm up in a big public clock and I'm setting the hands backwards or forwards, what people on the ground are thinking, if anybody's noticing and wondering why time's going backwards. Been doing this for almost 32 years, and I still forget which way to go. The custom house, I remember as a kid looking up and seeing that huge clock and wondering what was up there, so it had an interest for me from so long as I can remember. I also take care of the clock at the old State House. That's a tower clock made by a very important maker from Massachusetts, a man by the name of Simon Willard. Then the oldest clock in Boston and one of the oldest tower clocks in the United States is in the Old South Meeting House. Probably the most noticeable one is the clock at the Custom House Tower. It's the biggest tower clock in Boston, actually the same size as Big Ben. The dials, the hands are the same size as Big Ben. Looks a lot smaller because it's about twice as high. That's why I got in the business, is working on mechanical clocks. It's certainly more fun taking apart something that's been around for 150, 200 years and wondering about what sort of life it's had, who's owned it, where it's been. It's unfortunately right at the moment kind of a dwindling industry. A lot of the industry is heading more and more away from historic timepieces to battery-powered clocks, little cheapy quartz movements. One of the saddest aspects of my business is the number of phone calls I'm fielding from people that have inherited, in some cases, a piece that's been in the family for decades, for generations. And the generation that's now inheriting it doesn't want it. I found that heartbreaking, that that's the kind of mindset we have these days. I keep thinking about what am I going to do when I'm set to retire in 10, 15 years? Who's going to take over? That's something that's been much on my mind lately.